So with yesterday being the last day for My Hero Ultra Rumble open beta test only on PlayStation servers, I decided to make a tier list today to finally sum up to show y'all what was the best characters in the beta and everything we've seen so far. But before we get into the tier list, I just want to say make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel right now, and also shout out to Sousa the Suspect and Aruzian, man, because Aru did send me the link and Sousa did make the link for the tier list. So shout out to them boys, man. Without further ado, let's get into this tier list. Okay, so actually this is my first ever time like doing a tier list, so I'm kind of excited. But listen, man, the first spot we got is Denki. My boy Denki's right here, man. So basically, a lot of people call Denki shit, I'm not gonna lie. But Denki, I feel like he might be in the C rank just because his ability alone is low-key good, right? But the thing about it, he's like one of the most balanced characters in the game. Like when you use Denki, you don't see him like really OP unless he's like got his full max abilities, and that could be anybody. Like literally any character in the game with their max abilities can use some type of use to the team, and that stands for Denki as well. And when I use Denki B move when they shock him in that little stun animation, I feel like that's really good because, like, you know, they're stunned, they can do combos with their teammates and everything. And then the Y move by itself as well does a lot of damage if you hold it down, but it also does make Denki kind of like that little stupid mode in the anime when he kind of lose chain of thought and everything. So I feel like Denki is really balanced. Also for his projectiles, it's not too bad because he can make chops with it. So I'll put Denki in the C tier being kind of balanced, or maybe like a really low B, but we'll have to see though. Now we have my boy Deku. Kachan. Alright, now we have Deku, man, and Deku, honestly, he's always that type of balanced character as well. He's like that type of character in the game where it's like most people use him, most people don't. You know, he's kind of good, he's kind of not. But Deku, he's like that one like solid balanced character in the game that you really can't get mad with either way it goes. Like when you're using him or when somebody else is using him, his abilities is pretty good for the game and kind of helpful for the team because he can spam with his little black whip, and he can also grapple onto things using his L1, I believe. And also his projectile damage is pretty good. And then he also has a kick as well that kind of like stays in animation, so you can kind of go far with that as well, man. It's pretty good. With that being said, I'll probably put Deku in a B rank, man, because he's not a bad character. Like I said before, he's not a really bad character for real. Deku is like that standard character everybody would like just kind of want to play, or like you just see somebody with, or you like get bored like, oh, you know, I've been using Frappy all day, or I've been using like All Might all day, I'm gonna go with Deku. No, we chilling now, you know, I'm just want to play the game, I just want to chill, you know what I'm saying? Deku is that type of character. Now it's Kendo. I ain't gonna lie, bro. In the trailer we had, bro, Kendo was looking mighty fine and everything, bro. She was looking righteous, but she's not righteous. Alright, so listen, right, for Kendo clap move, right, it's basically the B move, and with that move alone right there, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would think I would hit her a lot more, because I was using Kendo one day, bro, and I was using her B move. It's like a little clap animation, it's like a close range attack. Somebody was healing dead in front of me, and it missed. It missed, you heard me, it missed. And it's like, bro, it's not like I didn't hit him, it's the fact that like the move by itself said, nah, nigga, we're not hitting that. But aside from that, her projectiles are pretty mid as well, because it doesn't have any range like that as well. If they was to put this character kind of like on an assault class or even like a rapid class, bro, they should have more range to the character, or at least that's what I feel like. As for a Y move being a little shield, I feel like that shield breaks pretty easily, and also it doesn't block any attacks as well. Like even in like other games like Shinobi Striker or Storm or like any other like My Hero game, you could block attacks too, but in Battle Royale, it's that one thing you cannot block, bro. And with her projectile, come on, you telling me we can only block projectiles? The character is already bad as it is. But listen, man, I'm not gonna hate, bro, because they can buff Kendo in the future, and looking at it kind of like the future experience, bro, I'm going for long-term stuff, man. So I'm gonna put Kendo in the C tier. Kendo is not a bad character fully, bro. I just feel like she needs a buff. As for Dobby, most people say Dobby is S tier, but I ain't gonna lie, bro, I will put Dobby in a high A. You what? But let me explain, right? See, most people think that Dobby is really like an S tier type character, which she kind of is. I can kind of agree with that, but y'all gotta understand something, bro. Y'all make these characters look way more better than it usually is, bro. Like Dobby, for example, right? Everybody says like his tracking is really good with his like little projectile thing. I mean, it is, but that's like for anybody that gets hit by it. Yeah, you cannot move because it tracks you. That's like anything. Any other game, you have moves in the games that don't track you and stuff. You have moves in games that do track you, and it's hard for the dodge, and it's hard for the block and everything like that. It's hard to get away from the fight. But with Dobby, you can literally dash left and right, bro. I probably just sold my tech, you know what I mean? But listen, with Dobby, it's easily explanatory that you can just dodge his R2 move, which is his projectiles. As for his fire roll being his B move, I feel like that's pretty good as well, since it does kind of make a barrier around here to finish your teammate or kind of heal a little bit if he needs to. Also, he cannot get hit by any type of projectiles while in that state. So I feel like firewall probably makes it an S tier. But to his traps, which is his last move, I forgot the name of it, but I know that he just kind of set down like fire traps. Now with those traps, you can kind of slip. You can't kind of get slipped up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He can catch you lacking. But it's okay, because Dobby, like, you know, it don't do like like major damage unless like you're already low or like he lowered your defense some type of way. But I feel like Dobby, you can mostly dodge this character a lot, bro, especially his fireball. Like fireball, just keep dashing, bro, or jump even. It's not that hard. Before it's like trap move, I feel like you can like realize it's in the bush as well. It's literally a blue flame right there when you walk into the trap. Like if you get hit by a trap, that's your fault. Only one to blame is you. It's not the character being OP. You just suck. So I'll put Dobby in like a high A. It's not S for me right now. S characters or characters gonna be like characters is like fully good. Like I'm talking about in the S category is gonna be literally characters that's like fully good, no cons at all, only pros. Like literally nothing is wrong with the characters. That's where S is gonna be at. But I'll give Dobby a high A, or at least for now. They might buff him in the future, but hey, who knows? Ida is definitely going to S tier, not gonna lie. Now the reason why I say Ida is going to S tier, because listen, right, Ida has this one move ability, which is this B move. It's basically when you tap L1 and you get this like little speed turbo boost, and it's not like just a little turbo like, oh, it increases your freaking movement speed by 10%. No, I'm talking about man can be running around the map on top of walls, jumping, turbo speed, and you are not catching him. And the thing about that as well is that with projectiles you can slow Ida down, so that really makes him kind of like, you know what I mean, an A tier. But now that's good though, because one thing is that when he's moving so fast, it's really hard for an average player, not like a pro. Like you really got to be good enough to like fight an Ida type stuff. So average players really wouldn't catch Ida lacking, especially while he has so much more speed than him. Moving on to Ida's kind of like second move when he has that move when he kind of kicks it in the air. That white move right there is pretty broken, man. Like I was literally on Twitter right here and I saw this clip of Ida, bro, and this was just crazy, man. Like y'all look at this real quick, bro. Like y'all see this, bro? Look at that movement, bro. He's traveling across the map with just basic moves. Like see that little spin kick move right there? That's pretty good. I feel like that's kind of like good as well, because not only does it have movement, but it also does a pretty good hefty damage. You get it back so quick. I think I got like 3 of those. So listen, man, not only all of that, like all of his pros and stuff, but literally has no cons. Like literally, bro, for Ida, that's a character in the game that nothing is bad about. You want to get out of a fight, you got that. You want to do damage, you got that off rip. You need to level up your abilities like that. Like literally, bro, if your ability is on like 3 or 4, you're good, bro. You ain't got to worry about it being like 7, 8, or 9, like, because you already gonna do hella damage. Like I think Ida's base damage for his projectile, or not even his projectile because he doesn't have one, before his R2 move, I feel like his base damage is like 20 something or 30, and that's really good because like he does like a little combo in the air and everything. Ida is that guy. Now moving on to Shigaraki, bro. You already know Shigaraki's S tier. Like Shigaraki is S tier. Y'all already know Shigaraki is a S tier, bro. His B move being a grab that only hits his opponent with health is really dangerous at end game. Like imagine you been in game, right? You have full shield, but you have like 10 HP. You're gonna die. You know why? Because this move only grabs you and it only takes you by health. That one Pacific B move is kind of crazy for Shigaraki. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be on like full HP, and then after the animation done, I'd be on freaking like 10 HP and like full shield or something, bro. It'd be crazy. Not to mention his white move, like him literally jumping up in the air and just like raining down all this burning like decay fire effect on the ground that you cannot move out of. You literally gotta jump or have some type of movement to get out of that, which is kind of crazy. And that move by itself still is good without like a lot of power-ups. Not to mention this R2 move, which basically kind of like spams like these little things to the air. You can say it's kind of like little like burning decay wavelengths to kind of like hit your opponents like through the trees, like through the air, anything, bro. Like you'll be standing behind someone, won't get hit by it, of course, because like they don't want to make it too OP, but you can literally spam with Shigaraki so much. Like it's not much I can like say about the character. Like he's just broken. There's not one single thing bad about Shigaraki. Moving on to Todoroki, I feel like Todoroki is a nice, you know what I mean, nice B tier Todoroki, you know what I'm saying? Because if y'all think about it, right, Todoroki fire move is just a projectile, right? You know what I mean? Those does a lot of damage. I ain't gonna lie. Like he reminds me of Deku with his projectile, like All Might and Bakugo and stuff. They all have the same like type of projectile damage, but his ice move literally stuns you, which is really good because you can also set up combos. It can stop you for a little bit and also slow down your movement. Like you'll be kind of stuck in the ice for a minute. That's any ice move that you run into by him. Even if you get hit by his white move, which is kind of like a little sharp ice move he throws up in the air and hits you, it's still very good as well. So I think I'm gonna put Todoroki in a good like B tier. As for baby girl Toga, now listen, man, baby girl Toga, she is my main. This is my main in MyHUR. I am the best Toga player. I'm the #1. If y'all trying to learn any Toga tech from me, just let me know, you know what I'm saying? Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No? Okay, let me shut the fuck up. Now listen, Toga is a tier, I feel like, man. Now I had a whole debate in this man a Rue stream yesterday, bruh. Listen, the only reason why I said Toga was S tier is because somebody was trying to say Deku was S tier, you know what I mean? And I just can't take that, but we're not gonna get into that though. I feel like Toga is a good B tier because listen, one of her abilities, right, which is her B move, she can do this like little like rapid fire hit attack which can break your guard. It's guaranteed to break your guard too. Like if you have like a little less than like 200 guard, she's gonna break it, especially if it's leveled up. Going on to her freaking Y move is kind of crazy as well because she can transform into any character after using that. Her special is very good as as well because she could quick in anybody on the team. And don't even let me get started on her projectiles. Everything around Toga is pretty good, but like I said before, she's A tier because most people is like kind of like not too keen on using her moves. Like you have to be kind of like familiar with Toga to use, so you can't just hop in with Toga and be like, oh yeah, I'm finna drop 10 kills. Like it's possible, but like, you know what I mean, no average player is dropping 10 kills with Toga off rip her first time using her. So yeah, I feel like Toga is like a good A tier, you know what I'm saying? I'll be going crazy with Toga, but like I said, she's not an S tier. She's not broken. I just not a user good, so I kind of make her S tier, you know what I mean? So if I wanted to, if we're talking about my skill level, you know what I mean, I can bring Toga to S, but I'm not gonna do that because she's not S tier, she's A tier. Now moving on to Cementos, I did hear that this character can heal you with just like little blocks and like little cement and everything. I have not seen a Cementos heal me on my team yet. Then again, I do not get Cementos because if I get one in my game, I am leaving because they don't really provide anything to the game. But literally, it's been so many times in the game that Cementos that's like just freaking like straight like help me out. Like literally, he been building around me. I just go on top of the man building and get the spam with my projectiles, you know what I mean? But I did hear every time he places one of his movesets, like his B move or his Y move, he actually does heal his teammates. I don't really know how that works, I can't say, but for my experience playing with Cementos and playing against them, also battling against them and winning games with them or against them as well, or even losing games to Cementos, I can say Cementos is a good, nice C tier, because he's that type of character that's not terrible at the game. Like no character in this game is really bad like that. Even Kendo, like Kendo just need a buff. Dinky is a balanced character, he's not that bad at all. Cementos on the other hand, I would not put him at D tier. You would not catch me doing that. I ain't going to put him at a low C tier, you know what I'm saying? And this tier list is looking pretty nice already, I ain't gonna lie. Moving on to All Might. All Might, y'all say he's kind of broken. I don't really. I feel like All Might is low key. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like All Might is like a, you know what I mean, I feel like he's like a little middle A. I feel like it's like a little middle A tier. Now if y'all know me, y'all know I would have put him at B tier, I'm not gonna lie. But now listen, let's talk about All Might for a second, right? He does a lot of damage, you know what I mean? It's special, he can get away from a lot of attacks. His tornado move, which is his B move, actually protects him. I heard about it. But my time switching with All Might and actually taking his ability, since I am a Toga man, like I said, I'll be stealing y'all quirks, bro. I'll be disguised myself as y'all would never know I'm looking. But All Might, man, I gotta say, All Might is a pretty good character. But I do feel like everybody above All Might in this category on this tier list right now is better in every single way. Because listen, right, All Might projectiles, you can dodge them. Dobby's track, Edis freaking connects with you in combos. Freaking, we not gonna talk about Tomo or Shigaraki's. His just freaking follow you, not even that, but it burns you, decays you, and does so much damage. So All Might projectiles is pretty good. It's definitely up there with like top, like I say top 7 to top 10 characters in the game. So yeah, man, I gotta say that All Might itself, man, he's a pretty good character. All Might is going to be a middle A tier. Also for his Y move, doing like a little clash thing, he basically boosts towards your opponent or anybody that you're boosting at, and he kind of punches them and then slams them into the ground. So it's pretty good. I feel like All Might is a middle A, like I said before. Moving on to Bakugo. Now listen, Bakugo right here, I feel like he is going to be a little bit better than both of these characters. Not necessarily saying that Bakugo is better than Toga, because if I'm using a Toga, then I'm gonna surpass, like, you know, everybody on this list, you know what I mean? But I feel like specifically for Bakugo as it is, he is going to be like middle A tier again. Or you can even say that, actually, now low-key, you can say that Bakugo might be a low S to like middle A. But the thing about Bakugo is that his projectiles do a lot of damage. Now listen, his projectiles are just like All Might, just like Todorokis and Dekus and Mountain Ladies and stuff like that. It kind of like got this like little double burst, like this like little one single shot. It does like a lot of good damage, like 80 to 90 damage. And you will get hit by that sometimes. Even I myself get hit by it when I'm healing sometimes or something like that. You can also boost away with a special action, which is like a double triangle. Now I mean, you press triangle one time, he boosts away. You press it again, he boosts it away. If you spam it, you'll get boosted crazy. And then also for his B move, he has this like little rapid freaking like fire style freaking Tanjiro Hinokami Kagura freaking type thing when he kick his opponent, and he like just start going crazy, bro. But now for his grenades, I say that his grenades brings him down to A. But if his grenades hit every single time, I mean, okay, not gonna lie to you, his grenades depends on the player, because that depends on if you're just spam. Like I've seen so many Bakugos say that his grenades are trash just because they can't hit the grenades. So low key, I'm gonna have to say that Bakugo is low key at low S. I'm gonna bring Bakugo to a low S here, yo. And yes, my voice is cracking. We're not gonna talk about that. I'm still sick, you know what I mean? Bear with me. But listen, man, Bakugo is a low S tier, and the reason why I'm saying this is because listen, that depends on you. If you hit the grenade, you can literally like slow your opponent down, like using everything on Bakugo's tier list. It's not a single thing on Bakugo's moveset that is mid at all. Everything is super good. Because if you get hit by the grenade, right, it might be 50-50 for like most players in the game, but you're gonna die. Like it's been so many times I've been full HP with Toga, and mind you, this game is not like Shinobi Striker. Like it's not because like, oh, a different road type takes more damage. No, we all have the same health, bro. We have the same health in every single character. I be getting my shield cracked off of like 2 grenades by Bakugo, and he can spam them. So if your aim is really good with grenades and like throwing abilities and like throwables and like different games like Call of Duty or something like that, then I'll say Bakugo is a really good character as well. But listen, man, Bakugo is going to go in the low S tier because I feel like Bakugo versus Dobby, Bakugo would definitely win because Dobby is not hitting Bakugo any type of way. All you gotta do is fly over his head and just spam the Dobby. If you really like an above average player, you will make Bakugo a S tier. Even if you're an average player, even below average, you still would probably go crazy with Bakugo doing a lot of damage for the team. So that being said, Bakugo is going to go in a low S tier. Moving on to Coach. Moving on to Oraka. Now, I'm not gonna go too in detail about this character, but listen, man, if you know, you know, Oraka is going to go in a A tier. I'm gonna have a very, very low A. And that reason because Oraka, right, she can gravity move you, but that Loki could come in clutch. Like, a lot of people don't know how clutch that gravity move is. Like, you know how slow your character be sometimes, bro, when you're trying to dodge attacks? With Oraka, you ain't gotta worry about that, because you literally be floating through the air. Like, you could literally, like, be shooting somebody with Bakugo, and you'll be floating through the air. Like, say, for example, right, I got a Bakugo on my team, right, and I'm Oraka. I use the zero gravity effect, which is my triangle special acting for Oraka, and I use that for him. Not only is he gonna be boosting through the air, but he's gonna have zero gravity, so you can literally be in the air shooting at people like just sitting there. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Also, but Oraka's B move is pretty good as well because she can basically like make anybody float, but then again it depends on the aim. So you can kind of compare Oraka's B move to Bakugo's Y move, which is basically his grenades. Or I think his B move is the grenades. I'm not too sure about that. Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. But y'all can kind of compare that to Oraka's B move as well because they kind of like take like good aim to use, bro. Like, I be seeing people just spam Oraka and be like, oh, she's trash. Like, no, she's not. And speaking about spamming, her Y move actually does go crazy with a spam because you lift up a card, right, and it doesn't run out until you let it run out. Like, it has 100%, right, and you just spam with it. You hold an R1, you just spam it with the freaking card thing. You smacking everybody in the air. Speaking about in the air, you could actually use that in the air as well. Moving on to her projectiles are really good because it also uses it for movement, just like Froppy R2 uses her for movement. I mean, her projectile uses it for her Toga's movement. She uses it as her little zero gravity grapple thing, and I feel like Oraka is a very clutch character. He's the type of character that anybody can be good with, so you'll probably see me put her at like a mid B, or I'll say like a very low A. Because listen to me, man, if you're a good Oraka player or like above average, you're gonna beat any type of Todoroki, Kendo, Cementos, Bakugo. I mean, not Bakugo, I didn't mean to say that, I meant to say Deku. Bakugo is kind of crazy though, but like Bakugo slammed Oraka because he has more movement than her as well. I feel like, listen, man, I'm gonna be putting Oraka at a low A tier. Moving on to Mr. Compress. Now, Mr. Compress for me has to be a middle. Now, I'll say it has to be a high B. I'll say it has to be like a middle B tier. Now, for Mr. Compress, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go into a very short detail about him. First, projectile is probably gonna be one of his best moves. His special actions can actually heal you, so that's pretty good as well. Like, imagine you being in his pocket just running around healing. That's pretty good if you ask me. But yeah, man, I'll say Mr. Compress is a middle B. Also, moving on to his B and Y move. He can teleport by snapping his finger and throwing a marble up in the air and teleporting across the map. And we've seen this countless times, Mr. Compress. That's why he is so OP, because he has very good movement. Moving on to his B move, he can block any projectile. Would kind of like Kendo in a way, but just way more better. See, Kendo, she could block any projectile, right? But like, he can low-key absorb it. Not only can like she just regularly block it, but he kind of absorbs the ability and he can throw it back at you. So say for example, right, I'm using Deku and I'm spamming my R2 projectile move at the Mr. Compress. If he's using that B move, he can low-key shoot it back at me. So instead of him taking 90 damage or 90 plus, I'll be taking that damage, which makes Mr. Compress low-key a very, very good character and standard to use. So I feel like anybody can kind of use Mr. Compress, man. He's kind of like a really fun character to use. Moving on, next is Mountain Lady and Froppy. Now listen, I ain't gonna lie, I'm be doing a double one on this one, bro. Mountain Lady and Froppy, they're both going to S. So hear me out, hear me out. We don't even gotta talk about Mountain Lady for real, because guess what, right? Most people might think I put Mountain Lady to an S just because of her transformation Titan ability, but that's not the case at all. Because if Mountain Lady did not have that transformation, she would still be a S. That is a hard take that y'all are not ready for. Y'all are not ready to debate me about that in this video. So don't even go in the comments and debate me about it, because y'all are literally not ready, bro. I'm telling you right now, Mountain Lady right here, bro, is literally like one of the best characters in the game. I feel like Mountain Lady is like, I'll say she's behind these three characters. But Froppy, man, I ain't gonna lie, Froppy is kind of going like near Shigaraki and near like freaking Ida. Let's say for example, right, you're trying to use Froppy, you're trying to like tongue somebody, or trying to like use your little attack move, which is your B move, like it's like, you know what I mean, a little like tongue ability. melee. You can like smack somebody in a 360 on the ground. You can also use it in the air as well, but just like kind of hard to hit. But you're not hitting it with an Ida. Like, listen, right? It's a reason why I have all these characters on this list. Froppy, for example. You try to use any Froppy move, Shigaraki Ida is getting out of that, no hesitation. You try to use a Mountain Lady move on any of these characters below Mountain Lady, you're not getting out of that. You know why? Because Mountain Lady kick is better than Deku's kick. Mountain Lady's freaking projectile is way better than any other character under here. Hear me out on that though. See, listen, now Toga's projectile is probably like S tier. Now that's probably like top 3 in the game. But Mountain Lady's projectile is like a double cannon. You know how Bakugo and Deku like shoot their like one blast and there's like a lot of damage. They got like a cooldown time for their projectiles on their R2. Mountain Lady's the same thing, but it's just double, and it does like the same amount of damage, if not more. Moving on to Mountain Lady's freaking like little kick slam smash thing. That is OP as well, because she has a very high range with that in her transformation. But listen, like I said before, without the transformation, that is still very, very good. So Mountain Lady is a S tier. Y'all can debate me whatever y'all want. I am still kind of sick, so I'm not trying to be coughing and lose my voice in this video arguing with y'all about this. So listen, man, when I get better, y'all can argue with me all y'all want about my tier list. But moving on to Froppy as well, again, Froppy is definitely a S tier. She is better than every other character below her. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Froppy has one of the best moves in the game, if not the best movement. If you're trying to get into any type of fight with Froppy, you can literally do that by using your special action to res a teammate and then going invisible by using your B move, or you can even use it by just mainly using your R2 move, which is her projectile. Froppy is a S tier character any type of way. If y'all want to watch how Froppy is even more S tier, go check out my boy Aruzian video about it, because he did upload a video. I'll be looking at a link in the comments or probably the description. So yeah, man, y'all can see why Froppy S tier in that gameplay right there, his video. But that is going to conclude my tier list, man. I do feel like this is a standard tier list. This is probably the best tier list in the community of My Hero Ultra Rumble. Y'all just gotta mature, bro. Like, everybody, listen, bro. I'm gonna just say this before I end the video, bro. I hope y'all do have a blessed day. But if you feel like Dobby is S tier, or maybe like Deku is like S tier as well, y'all gotta be smoking, bro. Y'all gotta be immature. Because listen, right? Dobby, you can dodge any of Dobby moves. Stop being biased and stop being immature just because below average players can't dodge it. I'm sick of y'all skill involvement with these tier lists, bro. Just because you cannot dodge your ability, or just because like you cannot like counter something with Shigaraki, does not mean that he is S tier. I mean, even though he is S tier, but even if I'm a Toga, right, I'm getting out of any Shigaraki move besides the one that he's probably gonna like follow me and choke me around or something like that. But listen, man, I hope you all do have a blessed day. This is my tier list for My Hero Ultra Rumble game. I cannot wait until the game drop. Also, let me know in the comment section down below which character would you have in any place. Like, which character would you have, S, A, or B, or C, or even D, man. But y'all stay safe. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.